Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Linda Angio, and on behalf of the co-pastors, our Board of Trustees, we welcome you to Colby Memorial Temple for our Sunday service. To begin our service, Philip Nahawick will light 3 lights, symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. Thank you, Philip. Please rise for our opening prayer and remain standing for our first hymn. Mother, Father, God, Infinite Spirit, we give thanks for the beauty of this day and the opportunity to share this morning with others in love, joy, and friendship. Amen. Our first hymn will be led by our vocalist, Jamie Osman, and it's number 4, For the Beauty of the Earth.
For the beauty of the earth, for the beauty of the skies, for the love from above, over and around us lies. Lord of all, it's our hymn of grateful praise for the beauty of each hour of the day and of the night. Hill and vale, tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of night. Lord of all, to thee we praise. It's our hymn of grateful praise for the joy of human love. Brother, sister, parent, child, friends on earth and friends above, for all gentle thoughts and mild, Lord of all, to thee we raise. It's our hymn of grateful praise for thy church that evermore lifting holy hands above, offering upon every shore the pure sacrifice of love. Lord of all, to thee we raise. It's our hymn of grateful praise. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Jamie. Located on the handout and in front cover of the hymnal are our Declaration of Principles. Please join with me in reciting these principles together. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. The healing prayer is located in the back of your hymnal. Please recite with me. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God. Now, for those of you who would wish to receive spiritual healing, please take a seat along the wall and go to the next available healer. While the healers work, the rest of us will join in a guided meditation. So just get comfortable, close your eyes. Our meditation today will have us experiencing a personal tornado. And as we know, a tornado is one of nature's most powerful forces. We tend to think as destructive because it tears down large objects in its path and sweeps away smaller ones. Yet, in another sense, a tornado may be looked at as a force that reveals the temporary nature of human structures. Nothing, no matter how immovable and permanent it may seem, can stand unchanged in its path. At times, we all feel the need for a spiritual house cleaning. In this exercise, you will imagine gathering all your energy into a huge tornado that will rearrange your affairs and put you more in touch with your higher self. As you prepare for this inner journey, just relax. Tune into the rhythm of your body, the gentle flow of your breath, the steady beat of your heart, and the natural stretch and relaxation of your muscles. As you relax more and more deeply into the quiet space around you and within you, with your eyes closed, allow your mind's eye to open. Picture yourself walking into an open field on a sunny day, with a few billowing clouds overhead and a light breeze blowing around you. Allow yourself to feel the pleasure that this beautiful day offers. In the distance is a gray cloud, and you notice that the wind is beginning to pick up. Watch this distant cloud swirl and reach down to the earth. The cloud is forming a tornado. As you watch the tornado, it grows and continues to grow until it reaches its full size. This tornado draws upon all the energy that you have generated in your life. Every thought, every action, every dream, and every emotion, and all the energy of your words, written, spoken, and shouted. Now, standing in the field, watch the tornado sweep toward you. As you watch it grow in size and speed, you may feel some apprehension, for you are not sure you will be safe from its destructive force. Observe this force as it collects all your possessions and everything you have experienced emotionally and physically: jobs, fears, hopes, dreams, failures, successes. All these elements feed the tornado and energize it. Once the tornado has reached its full strength, it halts before you in the center of the field. It has swept up the physical and spiritual energy of your life, and all it needs now is you. You realize that the tornado is waiting for you to enter. Walk now into your tornado and feel yourself gently lifted into it. You are carried upward, above the ground, with all the artifacts of your life swirling around you. The speed of the wind is tremendous, and you no longer can see the bright day outside. When you look straight up, though, the center, however, you see the calm blue sky. The tornado builds and maintains even greater energy for the job it must do. Although it is going to rearrange your life according to your desires, you have no direct control over the tornado. It is beyond you now. You are merely another piece of your whole life, whirled in the tornado. Watch the objects and interactions fly around you and realign. Some pieces of your life are thrown out, objects and concerns of no further use. Some pieces rise because they are ready to change with you as you rise. Others are too heavy, yet too valuable to discard, and they sink from sight as you ride up the column of your tornado. As you rise comfortably, you notice that the tornado spins wherever you choose, wherever a problem exists, at home, at school, at the office, or in any other place. Your tornado will carry you there and move the pieces around to your satisfaction. Whether it's a love situation in the present or past, misunderstandings with friends or relatives, tasks you cannot seem to finish, or problems with money, your tornado picks them up and spins them around so the pieces can be set down in a new combination, allowing you to observe them from a different perspective. As the tornado picks up everything and spins it around, you continue to rise calmly through the center. Soon you will have risen to the top of your tornado. Now, at its peak, you look down upon the distant landscapes while the energy of your life spirals beneath you. Allow yourself to feel the triumph of being on top of everything and knowing that everything is changing for the better, or will be rearranged so that you may approach it with greater ease. Soon the tornado begins to travel to the places where it will set down the pieces of your life. The tornado deposits each item in its most suitable position. The objects and activities that did not rise and change get cast off first, and then the altered pieces find their niches. Finally, the tornado lowers you gently down to the open field. You watch it dwindle and fade on the wind. Once again, you find yourself in a sunny pasture on a warm, breezy day. Outside, all is calm. Inside, feel yourself refreshed and collected. Now enjoy this good, renewed feeling for just a few moments longer. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes once again to your familiar landscape. If you have received a healing resulting in a correction or improvement, please complete the yellow card in your hymnal and give it to the pastor at the back of the temple or mail the card in to us. You may also place it in the collection plate. We'd like to thank our healers for sharing their gift of healing. And from my left to right, Reverend Deb Gretton Ganberg, Reverend Dr. Sheldon Ganberg, Daryl Demerit, and Jackie Arnold. All right, please stand for our next hymn, number 5, God Will Take Care of You.
Be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will take care of you. Beneath his wings of love abide, God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day or all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Through the days of toil and frown, God will take care of shall never fail. God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. All you may need, He will provide. God will take care of you. Nothing you ask will be denied. God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. No matter what may be the test, God will take care of you. Lean weary one upon His breast, God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Thank you. You may be seated.
Now it gives me great pleasure to announce our speaker for today, Darlene McCormick. Darlene is a certified medium and healer and has been with Cassadaga for many, many years. Darlene chooses to live her life in hope, to learn with joy, and to love herself and to evolve to help others to love joyously. We are meant to be joyous. This is her mission. Please help me welcome Darlene McCormick.
Thank you, Linda. Hey, everybody. That was a great meditation, wasn't it? Thank you. It's going to dovetail quite nicely with what I'm about to say. So let's get this party started. You know, every time I'm asked and have the opportunity to speak, first thing I do is check the date, Google, you know, we all Google, for the calendar meaning we all have attached to it. And I love this one. April 14th is, wait for it, International Moment of Laughter Day. It's a hallmark moment. Many of you have met me, so you know that this little tidbit makes me laugh out loud. International Moment of Laughter Day. International indicates a global community. We're a part of the community of the globe. We're also a community right here. I looked further as to how laughter connects into spiritualism, and boy, does it ever. I found a little publication, What Would a Lecture Be Without a Quote, from Guidepost magazine. And in an article by Suzanne Sparks entitled Divine Humor, How Laughter Benefits Us Spiritually, I found if you can laugh at yourself, you can forgive yourself. If you can forgive yourself, you can forgive others too. Why do we laugh? Because we're created to. I like the little rhyme at the end. Anyway, moving on. So here in Colby Memorial Temple, we represent a community unto itself. To me, as I have said before, this is my safe place. And it's a place where individuals of all types are welcome, ideas are shared. And I want to talk about the many types of communities, the structures that we become involved in, and more importantly, how we choose to interact within those communities. Remember, I've said this before, when we bravely step back into the world of people, we arrive with our soul, our God part. It's housed within a frail human body, and we are intent on the human experience. That is why that soul is here. We also have free will and choice, and that's always important to be aware of. Free will and choice gives us the ability to choose a path. One of the definitions of community is a group of people living in the same area and having a particular characteristic. A sense of community focused on the experience rather than its structure, formation, setting, or any other of those features. So types of communities, our first exposure to the concept comes from our own families. Parents, grandparents, sisters, and brothers, siblings. We love them and we love to poke at them. Often, our cousins are our first friends. That's a traditional form of family. Many of us may not have had that at the very beginning of life, instead having adoptive parents, parents that might not be so interested, and on it goes. So all forms of beginnings create many types of communal activity, and we are exposed to all kinds of ideas and perceived, that's the word, perceived requirements from the very start. Throughout life, we encounter many different communities beyond family. There are neighborhoods, schools, work, religious communities, and the list goes on and on. As we grow, some of us gravitate towards communities that enjoy the same personal interests in art, sports, literature, beliefs, all of that. And as we age throughout life, our interactions and our interests do change. Along the way, we are gathering more perceived beliefs based on these experiences and the learned behaviors from others. Learned behaviors are passed on to be learned, good, bad, or indifferent. They just simply are. So I looked further and deeper, and I found it breaks it down. Research always breaks things down into a rather cold and technologically correct way of putting things. And labels are applied. We humans, we need to label to define any situations, and we overthink everything. Who's an overthinker? Huh? Come on. At any rate, some say, and this is research, there are 5 types of interactions within the people, between the people within each community. The basis of these types of interactions are derived from personality types, which are defined by the science of psychology. Isolating personality types is accomplished through testing and is the basis for entire degrees earned in universities. We'll save the specifics of that for another day. Anyway, interactions, how we choose to relate to a community, is of prime importance. Those 5 types, and the simple term was exchange. All that means is you go to work, you're hello, how are you? You're buying a cup of coffee, you're asking how people's weekends were, that type of daily thing that goes on. Trading of information, goods, and services was the exact definition. Now, competition, this certainly speaks for itself. We do compete for goods, services, and relationships. Remember that all the while, each individual has their own truth about where competition may seem needed or what the desired result may be. Cooperation, 3rd of the type, working together for the highest and best. Now, here in our community, we just had our annual meeting, which means that open seats on the Board of Trustees are voted in, and committees of volunteers are formed to accomplish the myriad of tasks that form Cassadaga. 4th type, conflict, the human experience. We engage in conflicts for a variety of reasons, and often they're fear-based, often they're impactful. So again, more about that later. Coercion, that's the 5th and final. Defined, this is the practice of persuading someone to do something by using force and threats. Flashback for me to a day when Darlene Mary got a new ball and wanted to play kickball. Anybody play kickball? Kick it, you're running bases. Well, some of the older kids wanted to play dodgeball. Anybody ever play dodgeball? I was little. So no way I wanted to get nailed by a ball by the big kids for the big ouchie. I took my ball and I went home. I had no one to play with. I consider that a failed interaction. Oh yeah, a moment of laughter. It is the day for it. April 14th. Anyway, I'll blame it on being little, or I would tell myself that. Truth be told, it took me years to see that digging in like that wasn't working for me. And a lot of times it just doesn't work for others as well. All that aside, experiencing a sense of belonging is vital for our psychological well-being. Being a part of a healthy community can help us to feel connected to others. It also adds to the feeling that we are part of some larger thing, much larger than ourselves. So let's get to the more interesting part. That is how we choose, emphasis on the word choose, to interact with individuals within the communities, be it work, whatever it may be. Neighborhood, you ever live in a neighborhood where a couple people have lawn wars? My grass always died. So, as we encounter or seek out individuals in our computer, we need to really discern what has worked and what hasn't. I read a book a few weeks ago entitled Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Nguyen. It speaks to two types of truth. Our spirit truth comes from the soul, and then there is the truth of our human experience that has been provided for us, learned behaviors. You've heard me say that all our truth comes from inside, and I meant soul. After reflection, and given the way I word that, my sense of the statement has greatly expanded. So to me, my soul part does have all the good ideas because they're untainted by the should-haves, would-haves, and could-haves that my lifelong human experience has produced. My ego, which is a part of my brain, which, by the way, is also housed within this frail human body. It's a wealth of contradictory, reactionary thoughts for every situation I encounter when I'm speaking to ego. And Lord knows what I will come up with for those new situations encountered every day. Geez, I'll tell you what, guys, turns out I'm a community all unto myself. How many of them are in there, Darlene? Just how many are in there with you? Have I confused anyone? That's okay, because I confused me. But I know that that resonates with a lot of you. How many of them are in there? We overthink and we draw information, often from all those long ago yesterdays, at a different time of our evolution. And if we were littles, children, usually we didn't have any input of our own. So you guys are all here today, right? So I know we are on a similar path and share many like experiences. We are willing to explore. This is the good part. We're here because we're willing to explore new ideas and to experience to experience those ideas in the purest form. So let's explore how. At one point, I always have my tongue tripping over my teeth. How do we mitigate compromising responses to peoples we encounter within our chosen village? One of the methods I reached appeals to me, so I'll go there. Find it in research. Add a few Darleneisms just for fun. And it's referred to as the ABC method and references triggers that can occur during your day. Any single exchange with another human being can trigger just a memory, a response. So triggers to me, by the way, are words of actions that simply set me off on a predetermined destination based on little current input. So, first one, an activating event. You're walking down the street. So that's a thought or action from another that sets us off in what we perceived, there's the word again, to require us to address it in a certain manner. Beliefs, ego kicks in. You have already been triggered, and it starts formulating a response before another individual has even completed a sentence. We've spoken of this before. By listening to respond, we cheat ourselves of all the opportunities to gain new information that could assist us in arriving at a mutual acceptable agreement. So listen to hear. I think that's one of the hardest things that we have, because the ego just pops off. So first you have the activating event. Yeah. Next, the old belief system kicks in. And then, dun, 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 the consequence. More often than not, that can include stress, panic, and fear if you're relying on old life beliefs based on a lifetime ago. Some of you guys have heard my take on fear. Fear often uses the mask of anger. And we do that so we don't appear vulnerable or weak. We're not weak. We're not vulnerable. We're here. So now what? Well, I've been doing more inner work, but I think we all do that. Our past led us here today, and we're all looking to feel a part of a bigger and better thing. So this lecture affords me the opportunity, and it provides me with so much more than appears on the face of a simple request to speak. I pause and reflect. And that is what we are to do whenever we are first activated. Pause and think and breathe. There's a little response you can do. Echo the request just to give you time to let the ego, like, whoa, take it down a notch. So you could consider a different way of reacting. And reacting itself is a word and a label. Just simply every day, things that come up throughout each week, each month, each year. Breathe, pause, and get in practice with alternating a usual reaction. Breathe, pause, alternate your usual reaction. Tailor it to the specific time, having heard what someone actually said to you. So here's an example of my own. I'm asked to speak in Colby Memorial Temple on April 14th. My old belief system kicks in. First, it's, of course I will, because I loved this. I love people. You may have noticed, I really do like people. Of course I will. And then comes, what will I say? What topic is current? I'll be fine. No, I won't. I'll screw it up. I'm full of crap. No, I'm going to be joyous. Consequence. What happens after I run through all that? I become frozen in stress and panic. So it goes on and on. And what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. So on this occasion, I paused, embraced the commitment, and changed up my whole approach. Instead of sitting in my house, huddled over a computer, making myself crazy, I moved my work area to an outside environment where I always feel closer to spirit and my God truth. It's that originating idea before your belief kicks in. So closer to spirit, closer to God truth. You research for a while. Oh, I just had so much fun because it's outside and the birds are singing. We have a crow nest happening and the crows ran off a hawk. And I thought, oh, conflict in the animal community. Those crows took care of that hawk pretty handily, but the hawk will come back. So I was better able to set aside my old beliefs and actually have formed a new joyous approach to once was fraught with indecision and a whole lot of stuff. You know, there's another one that I just want to just point out because I just had this one too this week, and this is just off the cuff. I look at my arm and I see something, and I'm thinking, huh, what is that? Huh. I go to the computer, I Google. By the time I'm done with me, I have convinced myself that that silly looking little pimple is some sort of melanoma, something that's going to get me, something that's going to take me out before I have my moment at church to maybe come up with one pearl of wisdom where one person will walk away with just one thing and let me do my job. No, make the doctor's appointment. Go and talk to the guy. Don't tell him what you have. Huh. Self-diagnosis. Now, I know that a lot of you have done this. I'm a woman of a certain age. I have a lot more stuff cropping up than I'll ever mention to y'all. So go, listen, and listen with your truth. I find that that takes away so much of the stress, the panic, and actually hear what is being said to you. You know, when I look around and you're looking at the world and all the turmoil and all of that, in Darlene land, yes, it is pink. However, I have seen and researched and studied. I think that a lot of us are fed up with the belief systems that are made up of the should-haves, would-haves, and could-haves that we've internalized, the required, perceived, how we should act, what we should do, because it's getting in the way of new beginnings and perceptions. We've had strong signs of it here in Cassadaga, and we have, as part of the global community, strong signs out in the world. In your work environment, I was in a wonderful company for quite a few years, and we got bought out, and then it became more of a fear-based community. You know, a lot of us have had enough of that. So give a nod to our honorable life experience past, all the things that we heard, learned, shoulds, woulds, coulds, and morph it into something that becomes a place in the present of new possibilities. Letting go of old triggers so that we can resolve those behaviors that hold us back from becoming one. We are meant to be one. You know, we all want the same thing in the end: joy, love, safety. And many of us, even those that say, it's way too people-y out there for me, we do want to become one with others. So today, in this safe place, let's commit to allowing ourselves an open-minded belief system so that we can take all the opportunities that we encounter on a daily basis to share without judgment, also hard, to put grace before fear, to hear and listen with the ear of our hearts and souls to spirit, and to hear and listen with the ear of our heart to the souls of others in your chosen community, wherever that may be. Ta-da. Thank you. Takes me a minute to gather up.
Thank you, Darlene. All right. During our musical interlude, we'll be passing our basket, and we thank you in advance for your generosity. Our musical interlude will be presented by Jamie.
I have to get my band ready. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. You are not hidden. There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. You have been broken, your innocence stolen. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. I will never stop marching to find you in the middle of the hardest fight. It's true, I will rescue you. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear you whisper you have nothing left. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. I will never stop marching, preach you in the middle of the hardest fight. It's true, I will rescue you. Oh, I will rescue you. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Jamie. That was beautiful. Now, if you would please take an attitude of prayer. We give thanks for the generosity of those here today, adding these gifts to others with the goal of using them in a way which benefits all. Amen. Now, a few announcements. Next Wednesday, April 17th, our message bearer is the Reverend Dr. Phil DeLong. Next Sunday, April 21st, our guest speaker at our 10:30 service is Joy Sager. Every Sunday, we have Adult Lyceum, also known as Adult Sunday School, from 9:30 to 10:15 a.m. in the Andrew Jackson Davis Building. Next Sunday, April 21st, our Lyceum speaker is the Reverend Jerry Moore. All right, and this afternoon, Reverend Dr. Phil DeLong will be doing a workshop titled Meet Your Spiritual Teachers from 2 to 4 in the Andrew Jackson Davis Building. Next Saturday, April 20th, Reverend Diane Davis will be continuing her natural law series from 1:30 to 3:30 in the Andrew Jackson Davis Building. We continue to accept donations to purchase a new sound system for Colby Temple. Our current sound system needs to go into retirement as soon as possible. So we greatly appreciate any donations you can send our way. There's a special jar near the front door right over there. Thank you very much. To participate in absentee healing, please print the name and first initial of the last name of a loved one, friend, or even a pet in our healing book at the left corner of Colby Temple. Every Thursday morning, we have our healing meditation circle at 11 a.m. in the Andrew Jackson Davis building, where all the names on the healing list are held in prayer. All are welcome to attend. Flyers for camp events are at the back of the temple. We also have an activities calendar and a church bulletin in your hymnal for you to take home or give to a friend. Our website, casadega.org, also has the monthly information as well as other upcoming events. Now, please stand for our next hymn, number 179, This Little Light.
Okay, those of you who know me know that I don't like the music on this one because it's too slow. So we're going to do it a cappella. So those of you with the tambourines, I'm going to rely on you. Okay. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, we're not done yet. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We're not done yet. All right, so those of you who know me too, that I'd also like for you to repeat the first one, but I'm going to back off because I want to hear you. All right? This little light of love, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of love, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of love, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Yes. Thank you. You may be seated.
All right. And now for the message portion of our service. Once again, we would like to welcome back Darlene McCormick, who will be your message bearer.
Okay, is this mobile? Yep. Okay.
Take it off. I think it's still on too, so it's good.
I think it's still,
Yeah, I
it's
think
the
it's
green
still on.
light's on. Hey. A little commercial break. You know, these ladies do such a good job. They do mount this service on YouTube immediately after. Oftentimes, by the time we're walking out the door, it's already up online. Subscribe, like, and any comments are always appreciated, no matter what you say. I crack me up. I can't help myself. May I come to you? Yes. You. What's your first name? Kathy. You know, stepping up and into your vibration. This happens a lot here. We have all kinds of people you brought with you. Kathy's going to gas and I'm going, I'm going, I'm going. But there is a woman who steps in strong, very tolerated. She doesn't want to talk about how she died. She wants to talk about how she lived. Part of hers, you know, she's really happy that you are here. You don't always listen to this, and sometimes the monkey mind just takes over, and you have been doing so much work on you. Kathy, you're doing a great job. She would be one who would, if something would pop into her mind, it could come flying out. And it could be perceived as being a little bit less positive, but it was never intended that way. And you always knew it. You always knew what the pure intent is. And you've grown up just fine, she says. In spite of her, is what she said. She's mother, grandmother, right along those lines, because she certainly had a lot to do with your upbringing. Spread those words of wisdom that you have, Kathy. You are doing a great job. So that being said, know that here. Start to share it from here to here. You know, as I said, household, let's say human bodies, everything else, but you're not at all for it. You've had some things that you're really thinking and overthinking, changes that you want to make, a shift in your life path. We're human, so that scares us. You know what you want to do, so do it. She kind of had this sort of suck it up, buttercup attitude about her. And you already are making moves in that direction. So commit and don't be wishy-washy. Wishy's a little tough. It's a little tough. Always said with much love, as a friend of mine says occasionally, much love. And I am going to leave that with light and love before I just get too personal. Thank you. Thank you very much. And because I can walk. Oh, hey, this side of the room. May I come to the woman with the baseball cap? Yes, that's you with the baseball cap? Yeah. Don't look afraid. Is it all right if I come to you? Can I hear your first name? Christina?
Katina.
Okay, all right, Katina. Thank you so much for being here. You have a gentleman that steps forward, and boy, did he ever have a presence. They just had a presence about him. He was an eat, work, sleep kind of a guy, always a little bit quieter. He's laughing. He said, try and get a word in edgewise at the holidays with that group. And maybe that didn't always come. He's here only because you have a tremendous amount on your mind. Stress is something that you're dealing with on an ongoing basis. And it's very uncomfortable. And I think this message is very uncomfortable for you. So all I'm going to have, and as here's what I get, is you are doing so much better than you ever thought that you had or ever have done. So go with that. Go with your strengths. Some of the things that you're holding back can be said. Don't have to be screamed, but sometimes you feel like you're going to have to scream to be heard. We're very glad that you're here, Kathy. Speak your truth, and I'll just let that one go. Okay? Thank you. Thank you so much. And middle of the room. I'm very methodical in my approach to life. My daughter thinks I'm a flutterby. But she sometimes remembers that I'm kind of smart too. So I'll come out with something pithy and then she goes, all right, Mom. May I come to the gentleman in the yellow shirt? Your first name? Rick. I don't even know how I'd pick with the number of people that you brought with you today, but it will be the lady who's, man, energetic. This woman was incredibly energetic, and particularly, you know, a lot of times, and we really brought the energy up with that, I'm going to let it shine, and it's appreciated. She thinks that you need to let yourself shine and shine on. Holidays gave her a real kick. Holidays would appear a little bit as a chore to her, though, and she wouldn't always address it with a joy. It'd be like, yeah, let's get to the pumpkin pie and get this dishes cleaned up. You have a more joyous bent that you've been developing, and it's been hard won because of your past life experiences. You've had a tremendous, not always so very positive. In Rickland, it hasn't always been pink. It's been tinged with some gray and some dark. And you're rising above it. We're choosing different paths. you're embracing more life experiences. And she wants you to continue that, and she wishes that she had done the same. And I'll leave that with light and love. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all.
Thank you, Darlene. All right, we would like to remind everyone that we'll have our afternoon message service from 12 to 12:30 right here in Colby Temple. A group of mediums and student mediums will be giving spirit greetings to as many individuals as they can reach during this meeting service. Everyone is welcome. We encourage you to visit our bookstore, which is open 11:30 to 5 p.m. today and open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please rise for our closing hymn, number 203, Let There Be Peace on Earth, and remain standing for our closing prayer.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God, created world, all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my soul. Together, in Father, in Father, in Jesus,
Please take an attitude of prayer. Infinite intelligence, help us rise each morning and strive each day to do only that which brings happiness and joy to others. Help us use our minds and our reason to foster behavior that always respects the dignity and worth of each other. And help us, above all, love one another, not to bring rewards for ourselves, but rather to bring each other contentment and peace. And so it is. Amen. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day.